Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to our webinar tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I know the weather is really nice right now in Ontario, anyways. So, you could be outside on one last night before it gets too cold out, or you could be here planning your next cruise. Tonight is a really great night for us here at Vacations for Canadians because this is one of our favorite suppliers. And it's a great month for us because we have so many Black Friday deals and sales going on. But we are here tonight, Marucci from Royal Caribbean. So I should introduce myself. I'm Teena Dowd. I'm proud owner of Vacations for Canadians. And I am going to hand this presentation over to Mitch, who is going to hopefully tell us all fun things like maybe some insights on the Star of the Seas or maybe some of the European itineraries that are coming out this week for 2026. Anyways, I don't know. I'm here just like you guys waiting to see. So I'm going to hand it over to Mitch now and let's hear what he has to say.
Okay, thank you so much, Teena, and thank you to the entire Vacations for Canadians team that are on the call, and some of them may be away traveling, but appreciate being here. Royal Caribbean is so proud to partner with you, and a shout out to every single one of you as well for being here tonight, and a special extra shout out to those Crown and Anchor guests that have cruised before with Royal Caribbean. So I'm Mitch from Royal Caribbean, and I'm actually 20 years working at Royal Caribbean. I'm from London, Ontario. I worked on board for many, many years, almost 19 years, 12 as a cruise director. So I know it all when it comes to Royal Caribbean. So we're going to talk a little bit about Royal Caribbean today. Yes, we're going to give you some tips, tricks, and we are going to also then turn it over to you at the end to see if you have any questions. And whatever the questions are, I will do my best to answer them. So I'm going to go ahead and start with our presentation, and I'll click off my camera for a little bit so I can focus here on what we are doing. But first things first, let's check out a small preview of our newest ship.
Make me go loco, loco, make me go loco. Make me go loco. Make me go loco, loco.
Come see the Royal Caribbean.
Okay, so if you didn't know the name of the ship, you saw it on the back. There she is, the Utopia of the Seas, our newest Oasis class ship, sixth Oasis class ship, actually. And she is our first $2 billion ship to sail as a brand new ship in the 3 and 4 day cruise market. For a lot quicker these days, and especially when you think about the amount of people that are going to go to Nashville and Vegas or do a short wedding getaway or anniversary, these ships are absolutely perfect for that. So that is our brand new ship. But when we talk about Royal Caribbean, because I know out there may be some of you who have never cruised before or cruised with Royal Caribbean, well, we are known as the wow-worthy cruise lines. We were the first to do it all, the first to put balconies on cruise ships, the first to have the mega ship, the first and only still to have ice skating rinks, aqua theaters, and the list goes on and on. We are the trendsetters of the entire cruise industry, and we do not stop with our ships. It's amazing to the 3,000 plus shore excursions that we have for you in over 300 ports of call on 28 different ships. And we are known for our award-winning Royal Way service. I don't think I could have lived on a cruise ship for almost 19 years if we didn't absolutely just love what we did. So when it comes to Royal Caribbean, you may know that we have some of the biggest cruise ships in the world. In fact, we do have the 5 biggest cruise ships in the world. However, if you look at our 7 different classes, we do have some baby ships as well. And that is our very popular Vision and Radiance class ships. Those are, purpose built for Panama Canal, Alaska. The Serenade just got back from the longest world cruise in history. And if you're on TikTok, you would have saw all the drama about that. But again, these are the great ships that are going into some of those smaller ports, the northern fjords in Norway, and et cetera, et cetera. But then you get up to the Oasis, Quantum, and Icon class, the 3 newest classes. And one thing I will note that if you've never cruised before or you've never been on one of the big ships is that you're going to see that those Oasis and Icon class ships are not that much longer, but it's the width. They're 2 to sometimes 3 or more times wider. And as you can see in the middle of the ship, an entire third of the ship is open space. And one of my favorite tips that I share is that as a cruise director, I spoke to more guests than anybody on board. And the best thing I heard over and over on those big ships was our guests who were so surprised at that the bigger ships feel less crowded than the smaller ships. And that's, of course, because there's way more space to guest ratio, way more venues, and it's not like we're putting that many more guests on the ships compared to the smaller ones. So another big thing that Royal Caribbean just really changes the game with is what is included. No matter what cruise you're on, no matter what class you're on, you're going to get all these fantastic amenities included. So we like to say, put your wallet away and you can go ahead and enjoy yourselves on board the ship. Nobody has more entertainment and nightlife, and I'm even talking land-based resorts. No one comes close to the amount of entertainment and nightlife set across 4 stages, all included. Some amazing activities. You see the rock climbing, the dry slide, the ultimate abyss, the longest slides at sea, water slides, bumper cars, laser tag, skydiving on board, ice skating. The list goes on and on. These are all complimentary activities that you can do at Royal Caribbean. And that is why we're truly a multi-generational cruise brand, because we truly offer something for everybody. So if you just want to sit there and watch people on the flow rider surf, you totally can. That's why we have bleachers and a bar there, but you might be one of the ones who wants to go and actually try to catch the wave. So before I talk about a little bit more about 2025 and where the ships are sailing, just as a reminder, the season is coming for the holidays. Of course, tomorrow is Halloween, which is, by the way, my absolute favorite cruise of the year. As a cruise director, I used to absolutely love planning the big Halloween party. And some ships will even go to the crazy extent of trying to make a haunted house. And it's a lot of fun, but I do love the entire month of December, all the holidays, the tree, of course, caroling. Truly something for everybody on board. But when it comes to 2025, out there, and we're going to have 18 ships in the Caribbean, which is more we have a destination for you in the Caribbean, 6 ships in Europe, 4 in Alaska. And we're going to actually move a 3rd ship over to the West Coast, which is going to be fantastic. That's we'll talk about that. 5 ships from the Northeast, which is amazing for us here in Southwestern Ontario, because you can drive to New Jersey, Baltimore, or Boston. And from Toronto to New Jersey, direct flight, hour and a half. So it's very affordable and easy for us to get to New Jersey with some of the biggest ships in the world sailing from New Jersey, and the newest ones, Australia and Asia. Now, we just talked about Los Angeles, and this is huge for us because we are moving 2 of our new high-tech Ovation and Quantum class ships out of Los Angeles, featuring 3, 4, 5, 6 nights, overnights in Cabo. So this is something that should be on your radar, because if you start pricing flights, you're going to find that some flights are cheaper to LA than to Miami from the Toronto area. And you never know, maybe you want to go beyond the prices right, or go to Hollywood, or go to Disney, or do a golf trip or a wine tour, and you can do some amazing experiences out of LA. But talking about Europe next year, I'm super excited. One of my all-time favorites, Allure of the Seas, will be going through a $100 million dry dock, and she's going to sail from Rome and Barcelona all next summer before heading back to the Caribbean. And she's going to be absolutely amazing. There are some awesome prices that the team has available still for Allure of the Seas, and you may want to be one of the first ones on this fantastic ship next year. Now, we will talk a little bit about the opening schedule for 2026 and 2027, as Tina mentioned. And yes, we'll give you all the important tips here that we only normally share with our travel partners. So last week, we opened 2026 Alaska, and we're excited that we're going to have 4 ships in Alaska, including the will sail from Vancouver northbound and southbound as part of our Royal Caribbean cruise tour experience. So this is great, especially for those that want all those fun activities on the newest, most amazing ships in Alaska. That's going to be there, but also Europe, October 28th, that week. So Europe has not gone on sale yet, and that means tomorrow or Friday is the last 2 days, and I've never seen us put stuff on sale on a Friday, so that leaves tomorrow. So I'm thinking Europe 2026 is going to launch tomorrow, and hey, maybe you want to do that amazing solar eclipse cruise. There is going to be 6 amazing ships there as well. And then you can see here in November, also summer, year-long Caribbean, Northeast, and the rest will be coming. So lots to look forward to. But when we talk about ports, I would like to mention that Perfect Day at Coco Cay is one of my all-time favorites. And in fact, our guests rate Perfect Day at Coco Cay as the #1 port in the world out of the over 300 destinations we travel to. So if you've ever been there, you know we changed the game in 2019 when we opened this. Everyone's trying to copy and replicate it. And what makes Perfect Day so special, one of the big things is that pier. So our ships at our private islands dock at the pier. You do not have to tender. Highly unlikely that we're going to miss the port. You know, very extreme weather issues would make us miss Perfect Day. And if you want to thrill or chill, you can have the best day at Perfect Day. Now, the most important thing to remember is if you've never been here, there is no need to pay extra. So beach chairs, umbrellas, pools, lunch is all included at Perfect Day at Coco Cay. Of course, there's many other options if you'd like to go to the water park or maybe do an excursion or go to the beach club. You certainly can, but the largest freshwater pool in the Caribbean is Oasis Lagoon, all those amazing beaches, the floating bar. And one really cool thing to remember is that Royal Caribbean, on all of our ships, at all of our pools, at all the private islands, and all the beaches, we have a lifeguard. And that is something that we take very seriously for our guests, especially those with kids. And I always say that because sometimes the parents do come and then they forgot that they brought their kids. So that's why we always have the lifeguards. We also opened the amazing Hideaway Beach a few months ago. So maybe you've been here. This is our 18 and above only area. Think about a Las Vegas pool party for the day. This is what you're going to get. DJ playing all day long. Beautiful cabanas that you can rent as well. It is an amazing experience. But let's not forget the other also amazing private island, Labadee. And this is your private island paradise for the day. That's the view from the tallest zip line over water in the world. So another great option. Yes, there is a pier also in Labadee. This is why we're so popular with our guests with mobility issues, special needs. Truly why we're a multi-gen cruise brand. It's so easy to get off the ships and get to the island. And of course, those trams take you all around. But what's coming next? Well, next year in the fall of 2025, we are opening the very first Royal Beach Club on Paradise Island. This is going to absolutely change the game for Nassau, Bahamas, which is the first port we ever visited. Some of you have been there many, many times, and some people don't even get off the ship anymore because they think they've been there and done that. Well, you know that everything is going to be there that you're looking for, including the largest swim-up bar on the planet. It's going to be amazing. Now, we're not taking over the entire Nassau port or island. This will be a beach club with limited access, and it will be like a shore excursion where you're going to buy a pass for it. And we haven't announced the details, but I will give you the sneak peek info. Don't tell anyone I said this, but this is going to be an all-inclusive experience. So you'll purchase your pass and it'll be all included. And then the next year, we're going to do the exact same thing in Cozumel. So if you've ever been to the old Playa Mia property, that closed down a few years ago during you know what, and we purchased that area and space around it. So we're so excited that we're going to have the Royal Beach Club in Cozumel coming soon. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And maybe you heard the news last week, but the next Perfect Day in Mexico is coming in 2027. So if you've ever been to Costa Maya, well, this is where Perfect Day Mexico is going to be. It is going to be bigger and better than Perfect Day at Coco Cay. But again, this is that complimentary experience that you get when you purchase your cruise. And this unlocks ports, you know, we're thinking Texas and New Orleans and Florida. So you've got that Western Caribbean itinerary that will visit Perfect Day Mexico in and around the Costa Maya area. It's going to be absolutely. Slide tower, definitely going to be the tallest or biggest or one of those coming as well. Now, as a cruise director, I have to mention the entertainment and nightlife. That was my favorite thing about being on board. Of course, seeing everybody just absolutely go crazy over the entertainment and nightlife. And many people didn't know what was really coming their way when it comes to the entertainment. Again, there's only 3 aqua theaters in the world: Macau, China, Las Vegas, and Royal Caribbean ships. And these shows will blow you away. And the amount of money that we spend on these world-class theaters, amazing entertainers, Broadway shows is second to none. We want to make sure that our guests have the best time and that you're not having to pay extra to do any of it. So yes, we were the first to have Broadway shows. And you can see here these maybe 6 times a cruise, maybe 2 different times every single night. And you'll be able to make your reservations for certain shows, because not every show needs a reservation, but the Aqua shows do. And that will be done the first December your shows. And I highly recommend that you do this because it just makes it easier. And if you do need to change it on board, you can. But a lot of the stuff will fill up on the first day, because we do leave about 20% of the inventory for guests to do on the first day. But you get caught up, you get excited, you have a couple drinks, and you forgot to book your shows. So we recommend to do it before you get on board. But it's not only the Broadway shows. We are talking more live music than any other cruise line or land-based hotel in the world. And it's all included. So everything from the Latin bands to the DJs, to the pub entertainers, to the stowaway piano player, to the classical, to the full orchestra. Every single ship still has an orchestra that will play jazz sets, that will accompany the shows. The largest casinos at sea, all your favorite table games, adult-only shows, comedy clubs, and stuff for the entire family. And speaking of the family, it really raised the bar with the multi-gen all ages family experience. So a lot of the times families are adults, and there are some where the families, of course, have teenagers, and then some with the little kids. And there is truly something for everybody. I see there that little kid playing laser tag. The last time I was there was more adults than kids doing the laser tag. And that's why it's so much fun at Royal Caribbean. But we do have an amazing youth program for our kids and teens. And one thing that you may not know is that every single youth staff at Royal Caribbean has to be hired, and they must have a minimum 4-year university degree. Many of them are teachers. They have that in education or recreation, and they are all absolute experts with kids. We have a nursery as well for kids 6 months up to 36 months. And the program for the nursery is $10 an hour. And for the kids from ages 3 to 12 is absolutely free up until 10 p.m. At 10 p.m. until 1 a.m., you can leave your kids in the late night party zone, and that's $10 an hour. But it is absolutely epic. You could actually get off the ship, for example, in Cozumel, go out on a booze cruise, and come back, and we will have kept your kids the entire day, and we don't charge you. We'll take them for lunch. They'll have an amazing time. Another thing we do that nobody else does is the dinner seating. Your kids can be served in 45 minutes, full meal. And then our Adventure Ocean staff will meet them at the dining room door, take them up to the kids club. Parents can enjoy the rest of their dinner and go out and have fun the rest of the night. Now, we won't talk too much about special needs, but again, we are the most accessible vacation destination anywhere. And all of these special needs can be accommodated at Royal Caribbean. Of course, we have a hospital on every single one of our ships with doctors and nurses. Special, you see the pool lifts, accessible staterooms, the automatic doors that open, accessible tours, hearing disabilities are all covered, and your team at Vacations for Canadians can give you more information, because unfortunately, there are some people that think they cannot cruise, and that is the furthest thing from the truth. Okay, so here she is, the icon of the seas, the most popular cruise ship in history, setting records everywhere. She was on the Times list of 100 places to visit, and she is an absolute architectural marvel. And as you can see here in the middle, you see that entire 1/3 of the ship is open space. Below that open space is the Royal Promenade, which stretches forward to aft with bars, restaurants, and we're not joking around here, over 40 bars and restaurants can attest to, just how absolutely incredible Icon is. She's the next generation from the Oasis class, which truly changed the game with the 8 neighborhood concept, which we've continued on the Icon of the Seas. The largest water park at sea. Yes, it's complimentary. The adult-only hideaway neighborhood, adults 18 plus, fantastic. The family surfside neighborhood with 3 different pools for all ages, absolutely amazing. And what I love about Icon is that there's 7 pools on 5 different decks. So it's not like the one pool is busy, because there's 7 of them all spread out around the ship. And I think my new favorite place in the world is the Aquadome in the Icon. So when we talk about the next icon of the seas, this is Star. Now, Star of the Seas, the sister to Icon, is being built right now in Turku, Finland. And today we just announced a whole bunch of fun new information about her, including some of the itineraries and entertainment experiences. And what we're going to do right now is remind you that she is going to sail from Port Canaveral next summer. First cruise is August 31st. So we're going to show you a little preview, because you don't just have to wish upon a star, you can sail on one.
We about to level up.
So there you have it. Now, how cool was that last part with the gentleman jumping at the very end on this awesome wheel? I'm going to just show it, try to find that clip for a second. Absolutely amazing. That's one of my all-time favorite things inside of the Aqua Theater. It is the Wheel of Wow. Here it is. This gentleman is on a moving wheel on a moving ship. He is jumping and landing on the wheel without any cables or harnesses. It is awesome. And, these ships are so stable that you don't even feel them leaving port. So if you're wondering, yes, you need to get on an Oasis or Icon class ship. They are absolutely awesome. And what is going to be the show on the Star? Well, we just announced it. Back to the Future. $100, $200, $300 for tickets. It is absolutely included. So this will be a great opportunity for you and your partner or your entire family to watch Back to the Future Part 1, 2, and 3, and then watch the musical and have a great memory on your cruise starting next year on the Star of the Seas. Now, most of you have cruised before, very likely, but if you haven't, just as a reminder, these are what the staterooms look like, and we offer the most options when it comes to what you're looking for. The entry level is the interior stateroom, and that's for those that are not going to be in the room very much. There's no window, but we also have the virtual balcony, which you can see here in the middle at the top, and there is a live camera on the bridge at the back of the ship, and that is fed to your virtual balcony. So it's like you had a balcony, you just didn't pay for one. It's a pretty cool experience. Ocean view, and of course we also have these neighborhood and promenade views and balconies. So those rooms that face the Central Park, which has thousands of plants or trees, or the boardwalk or surfside, but the most popular rooms are of course the balconies. And once you go to a balcony, you never go back. We also debuted the amazing infinite balconies on the Icon of the Seas, and these are very similar to the infinite verandas on our celebrity sister brand, but they give you and families a lot more space, but you still get the experience of having the balcony. Now, one thing you may not know is that Royal Caribbean has the most suites in the entire cruise industry, and that means truly something for opportunity to grab a junior suite, especially if you're maybe a family of 5. But if you want something a little bit more luxurious, or you're going to have multiple families, you can go for a multi-bedroom suite. Also, those amazing like spoiling yourself, you can go all out in the ultimate family suite or townhouse, which are 2 or 3 story mansions, literally over 2,000 square feet on the Icon of the Seas. And you can go ahead and take your choice of the traditional or the Royal Suite Class program on our ships. If you want to go all the way to the top tier, Star Class gives you the Royal Genie experience, which is like a butler, but even more amplified. They are literally granting your wish. Whatever it is, you want to meet Dorothy in the Wizard of Oz, they can make it happen. Complimentary beverage packages, complimentary specialty restaurants, internet gratuities, and the list goes on and on for our amazing suite class. But another thing you may not know about is that we have our Royal Up program. So this is our bid-based stateroom upgrade program. So for example, if you had an ocean view, you can bid on a balcony stateroom, or maybe you have a balcony and you want to bid on one of the suites. Well, you can do that just like you can for an airline, and you make the bid on the app. You will get an email if you are, of course, the winner, and it's a little bit of fun, so you can try that as well. And I already shouted out to our Crown and Anchor Society, but I just want to mention this because, this is the reason we were able to grow to be the largest cruise brand on the planet. It is our loyal Crown and Anchor guests, because without them, we wouldn't have been able to be where we are, and are also equally amazing travel partners to get us there. And we are also the #1 loyalty program. And there's a couple reasons for that. My personal, I thought is, yes, it's the service and the ships, but it's also because we're giving away free drinks. So we just changed this program a couple of years ago. It used to be complimentary drinks in the lounge for a couple of hours, but now it's even better. At the Diamond, Diamond Plus, and Pinnacle level, you are getting 4, 5, or 6 drinks for free to go to any bar at any time you like. So, on a 7-night cruise at a Diamond level, that's over 400 USD in free drinks. And that's one of the big reasons why we're not bundling drink packages, because we wouldn't sell them because we have so many Diamond, Diamond Plus, and Pinnacle guests. But remember, we also, as Royal Caribbean Group, have Celebrity and Silversea in our brand portfolio. So that means we now have a loyalty status match. So if you want to move over to take a cruise on Celebrity and you're a Diamond member, you're going to be Elite, or you're going to be a 250 at Silversea in the Venetian Society. And the same exact thing in reverse. If you or your friend or partner is Elite at Celebrity, you become Diamond at Royal Caribbean, and then you'd get 4 free drinks a day at any bar. And that is an amazing option with when you consider how much value that is. So that's one of the big reasons why we get the highest loyalty in the industry, because you're getting free drinks for life. Now, you've cruised before, then you already know this, but really important to realize that on a cruise, you are going to gain weight. So do not fight it, eat it all. Do not second guess yourself. And there is a lot of great options when it comes to the onboard experience. Again, you do not need to spend any extra money. There are many, many, many complimentary options. And when we talk about my favorite, it is the dining room experience, the multi-level dining room with that incredible service. This is the really traditional feel that you get on a cruise, and you do not lose this at Royal Caribbean, even on the big ships. So we offer 2 dining times. Usually it's the early or late, so it could be 5, 5:30, or 6, or 7:30, 8, or 8:30, depending on where the ships are located around the world. And there is a rumor that coming very soon, there will be a 3rd dining time offered in between. So maybe around 6:30, 7 o'clock. You're going to get the same table every night, and you're going to get the same servers. And this is what you get in that traditional experience. We also offer something called My Time dining. And My Time means that, for example, from 6 to 9:30, you can go any of those times in the dining room. You're going to have a different table every day. You're going to have a different dining room server. You're going to dine with different people if you'd like to. And that is a great option. But I highly recommend that if you do sign up for My Time dining, you may not know this, but yes, you can make those reservations in advance, and you definitely should. Even if you might change them on board, there is 2 lines at the dining room. One is for those guests that have reservations for My Time and those that do not. And 90% of the time, of course, the line with reservations is shorter, and you can always change your reservation when you're on board, but it is going to be that much harder to get a reservation if you didn't make any. So top tip #1, make your reservations as soon as you can, and then you can always change it later. Okay, so we talked about some of these amazing complimentary experiences that you're going to get. My favorite maybe is Sorrento's Pizzeria up until 3 a.m. Some amazing pizza. The new popular place on the icon is the Aquadome Market. But depending on what you're looking for, we have something for everybody. And then if you'd like to, of course, you can go ahead and check out our specialty dining venues. These are very popular, and we were the first to have the Starbucks on every new ship. And I think my new favorite restaurant here is Hooked Seafood. But if you had to ask me, my #1 favorite is very hard to beat, Chops Grill, the new American steakhouse. Now, we talk about what you want to add to your cruise. Royal, as I mentioned before, we don't have bundles. You're not going to buy a cruise that includes beverage package, because we have guests, again, of all ages from 70 different countries around the world. Our ships are deployed around the world, so not everybody wants a beverage package, but if you'd like one, you can add one. The same with shore excursions, spa and fitness appointments, internet, and yes, we do have Voom internet. We were the first to have this, powered by Starlink. It's the fastest internet in the world. If you run a small business or a big business, you can stay connected 24/7. Maybe you just need to be on TikTok every day. Totally fine. We've got you covered. We package, and we only have one Voom internet package, the top string package. Specialty dining can also be added. And when we talk about the deluxe beverage package, another reason why I love our package, and there's only one of them again, is because it's all included. So you're going to get your top tier alcohol. You're going to get your Belvedere and your Grey Goose. If you want a vodka martini with a can of Red Bull on the side, no one's going to tell you that you have to pay more or upgrade to another package. All the bars are including these drinks. So every bar that you go to and you open the menu, all the drinks are included. You know, if you're talking about a special bottle of Camus wine or a very expensive scotch, you're going to pay more for that. But you got all the top tier packages. That includes bottled water, sparkling water, cans of soda, fountain soda. You know, you're talking about Gatorade, and the list goes on and on. It's all included. However, not everybody, as I mentioned, does want the beverage package. So in case you didn't know, yes, you can bring 2 bottles of wine per stateroom, but you can also go to the Royal Caribbean website under Manage My Cruise and go to Wine and Liquor. And when you do that, you're going to see alcohol packages. And you can go ahead and the prices differ on every sailing, but you can order a bottle of vodka, gin, or rum to your stateroom with mixers. It'll be there on the first day. And you can see here, you know, anywhere between $40 to $50 per bottle. And you can order 2 of these to your stateroom as well, which is fantastic. So this is a great option for those that maybe don't want the entire package. They're not going to drink that much, but they do want to have a couple drinks in their stateroom. Enabling you to get on the largest cruise ships in the world in less than 15 minutes. We offer guest-to-guest chat in the app absolutely free. You do not need to buy any Wi-Fi to use the app as well. And no more safety briefings in person with everybody in their life jacket. We patented that technology, so it takes you literally 5 minutes once you get on board to do your safety check, and your cruise has started. Now, the most popular thing that's come lately is our cruise planner. So this means that as a Canadian, we can purchase items in advance in Canadian dollars without having to pay top dollar on board the ship in USD. So if you booked your cruise in Canadian dollars, you are 100% going to be paying for your pre-cruise items in Canadian dollars as well. So we can see here beverage packages, Shorex, dining packages, internet packages, and you know, we can see all these items up for availability. We can see the price, and we can see how many spots are left. This unlocks in the app or on the website. Now, one of my biggest tips of all is, how do you see what's going on your cruise? Because we're not going to load any of the entertainment or activities, or at least the full schedule, until about a week before the cruise starts. So in your app, all you have to do is select down at the bottom, go to Don't See Your Cruise. Let's add it now. Select that. Then select Browse Our Ships. So for example, if your sailing was Icon of the Seas in March on a Western Caribbean, you could choose Icon of the Seas, and you could choose this week that's on right now, Western Caribbean, and it'll load up every single thing that's happening on Icon of the Seas this week. And you will be able to see exactly what's going on, the show schedule, what activities are on, and that will be very similar to what you're going to see on your cruise when it comes up. So that's the secret hack, and you can do this for any cruise happening around the entire fleet right now. Okay. Now, also just as a reminder, we do have the single supplement rates. Travelers, all repositions, Canada and Canal sailings will get 150% off, all guests. And if you're a diamond or above, a way to get to the diamond level and higher really quick, because solo travelers will get double points. Okay. So flying to your cruise, we highly recommend that you check what we call Flight Finder, and it is our air to sea option, which guarantees you the lowest airfare guarantee. We offer assured arrival, so if something happens, we will get you to the ship. Even if we have to put you in a hotel, you get to choose your airline, and you don't have to pay for your cruise until you make your final payment. So we highly recommend that you look at that option, because you're guaranteed to get the cheapest price on refundable flights for 2025. And when we come to October promotions, unfortunately, we do not have anything for November yet. We expect to see that coming in. Actually, it's going to go on for another week, because it looks like here you can see November 7th is when this offer ends. So it goes into the first week of October or November, and you can probably guess why. And our promotion currently is 60% off the second guest dollars. And remember, all of our Adventure Ocean staff are minimum 4-year university degree. Most of them are anyway. So Teena and the team have access to all of these promotions. All of the flash sales that we do throughout the cruise as well are also here inside of the promotions that we do. And Vacations for Canadians has access to them, but make sure to follow them for the biggest Black Friday sale ever. It is coming soon, and Vacations for Canadians will also have exclusives for the month because we, of course, are their supplier of the month, which we're very proud of. So we don't know any details yet, but these offers are coming soon. So we don't know what they are yet, but just as a reminder, Vacations for Canadians has exclusive pricing, and I'm not joking when I say some of their deals are better than Black Friday. And we're going to tell you a few things about it. So one is they have access to over 30,000 exclusive prices. These are all based on double occupancy. You're not going to see these prices anywhere else. And take a look at our website and compare it. And you're saving, in some of these instances, tons and tons of money. A refundable deposit. You can make your payment up to 3 months before sailing. We have a special promotion that we'll talk about that can include free specialty dining and anywhere between $50 and $150 onboard credit. And here's one example. I'm only going to show you two here, but one, Oasis of the Seas, coming up in March, 6-night Caribbean, visits Perfect Day and Labadee, a balcony 2D category on our website, is now sold out. Was last priced at $4,900, but the Vacations for Canadians price is $1,524 Canadian per person. That is an absolute amazing option. You add the beverage package, you add some excursions, and you're still paying way below what you would pay if you book direct. This is why you never, ever book direct. You always book with Vacations for Canadians. Here's one, Voyager of the Seas, May 3rd, 13-night transatlantic, Port Canaveral to Barcelona, visiting Portugal and Spain. Another 2D balcony at over cruise for $1,755. It's ridiculous. They have access to literally thousands of options, especially if you're, flexible. They can find you the best deal ever. Now, our specialty dining promotion that's actually on January 1st to June 30th, Caribbean, Bermuda, Bahamas, and the West Coast. If you book a balcony or a suite 6 nights or longer, you will receive complimentary specialty dining for 2. So this is a great way for us to say thanks to you, and Vacations for Canadians can offer this exclusive deal to you. You will not get this anywhere else. So make sure you go ahead and highly consider booking a sailing from January to June in any of these destinations to score complimentary specialty dining, up to $150 value. USD, it's a great option. Also, I know there's only one more day. There's only one more day to take advantage of this option, but for all of their exclusive rates, if you book any Alaska, Europe, and Northeast departures tomorrow, you're going to get an extra $50 on 5 nights or less and $100 on 6 nights or longer. And some of those exclusive rates already come with $50 on board credit. So that's the chance to get $150 on board credit. Today's the last day, though. Or tomorrow. And I know Teena and the team will go through some of their exclusives that are coming throughout the month and some of the offers. They're going to be posting that. But I do have a special offer for any of you who are excited to book and you know what you want to book and you want to score a deal. Well, we are going to be giving away something here at the end of this. So if you are one of the first 5 people to book your cruise starting tomorrow, I don't know if it's tonight, but the first 5 people that book that are on this webinar will receive a VOOM internet package. That's almost $220 USD. That is the value of. This is an amazing prize. So the first 5 people that book their cruise will win the VOOM package. All right, that's about it, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and turn it back over to the team and to Teena and see if we have anything that we want to chat about.
Wow, that was amazing, Mitch. Thank you so much. I really appreciate those VOOMs. So that's starting right now. The first 5 people, as long as you qualify for that you're getting the free VOOM, which, you know, it's not cheap to buy internet on a ship, but it is good to stay connected. So, Mitch, you have been gathering questions for you.
Okay.
All right. So we are going to get started on that right away. Okay, here we go. From Carolyn. I'm curious to know why Royal Caribbean doesn't offer any packages, including drink, gratuities, Wi-Fi, etc., as part of the package price. Seems like the other cruise lines offer this, where you can have all included or not.
Yes, we do not offer this. So, Vacations for Canadians, for example, can make sure that gratuities are included in the price of your cruise when they make your booking. They can quote you that so that it is included. And when it comes to the beverage packages, again, one of the main reasons, there's a couple really main reasons, but I mentioned one of them, and it's that we are literally all over the world. We have guests from over 70 countries all over the world. And not everybody wants the beverage package. Some places are, mostly in the Caribbean, mostly sourcing US guests. And our internal surveys, we don't have enough guests that want it. Also, the fact that we have the most loyalty in the industry, and we literally have millions of Crown and Anchor guests getting either 4, 5, or 6 free drinks every single day. Coupling that with the third option of we only have one beverage package, and it's the deluxe package, top shelf. So all those reasons, plus the fact that, we are a multi-gen brand. We do love the fact that we have the most bars around, the best service, and we do have lots of families. So, if we did start to bundle, there'd be so many more different prices. Not enough people would be buying it. And then we'd start to have to introduce the different tiers. So the way we have it where you can just add it on makes it, I think, a better option. Plus, you're getting the deluxe package. But one thing that you can do, Carolyn, is you can ask your Vacations for Canadians agent, and they're going to be happy to quote you the price of that package. They can add it on for you at the time of booking, or as soon as you book it, you can add it on yourself. And if you do the math and you kind of compare us with everywhere else, you're going to see that it's pretty much the same price, but we do not kind of hide it in the price of the cruise. It's a separate item. I hope that kind of answers the question.
Yeah, and Mitch, don't forget that Vacations for Canadians actually has bundled some of our cruises with Royal Caribbean with the drink package. So we've done it so that you don't have to. And we got great rates by working with Royal Caribbean Direct. So if you really want to have that drink package in there, then, give us a shout, contact one of our agents, and they'll be able to tell you which cruises that we actually have bundled the drink package in already.
See, you guys are the best.
Next question. What would be my options as a 55-year-old female solo cruiser? From Marianne.
Okay, so as you saw, Marianne, all 2025 repositions, Panama Canals, Canada, New England's are at a 1.5 single supplement. So yes, we do have studio rooms, and whoever your travel agent is or your agent is at Vacations for Canadians can share with you actually a document that talks about where those solo studio staterooms are and what ships they're on. But even better, because we're offering that 1.5 supplement, you're going to be able to get a stateroom based on double occupancy, a room for 2 people, a huge bed, all the space you need just for yourself at a reduced rate. You're going to also get double points. And there's another thing where we have that your team has access to at Vacations for Canadians, where they can literally check every single available sailing in all of open inventory. And there are other sailings, not just the ones we mentioned. Literally, Icon of the Seas has them. A 1.5, 1.25, or a 1 single supplement. And there is thousands of those rooms as well. So if you're flexible, they can just literally search for you. So you can say a ship that you like or a certain itinerary, and they can search for those solo travel options. And, one of the big reasons we're so popular is because there is a lot of solo travelers. There's so much to do, such an easy way to meet people on board. And yes, you can get those benefits pretty quick as you go up in the Crown and Anchor status.
Okay, amazing. Next question from Sherry. I'll be going to Coco Cay next year and was wondering which beach has a mat right to the water's edge so I can get into the water. I'm paralyzed and am a full-time wheelchair user. Thanks.
Okay, so we do have at Perfect Day at Coco Cay the inflatable, the big inflatable wheelchairs, just like we have strollers. So you and your travel friends or whoever you're with can get one of those, and you can transfer from your wheelchair into that one, and we can get you right up to the water. And in addition to that, on the ship, we do have the lifts, the pool lifts into every single ship. And we do have the exact same thing at the Oasis Lagoon, the largest pool in the Caribbean. There is a pool lifts there as well that we can help you with. Now, when it comes to a beach mat, I'm not sure which would be the best. Like we can rent those beach mats, and I'm not sure which beach would be the best option or the closest. I would maybe think that Chill Island would be maybe the closest option for you. But what I would suggest is that once you book your cruise, your agent at Vacations for Canadians can reach out to our accessible team and ask them, and they can probably give you way better advice because we have a whole team that specializes in accessibility.
Okay, amazing. From James G. Will there be any solo promotions?
Okay, so yes, I just showed the one, James. So next year for all 2025 canals, crossings or trans-Pacifics, the transatlantics, and Canada and New England, it is a 1.5 single supplement promotion, which means instead of paying double the price, you're going to pay 1.5 and you're going to be able to have your own double occupancy stateroom. But in addition to that, we don't advertise all of the others, but we do have literally thousands of other sailings on all of the ships, depending on which ship it is and sail date, at a 1.5, a 1.25, and even some solo single supplements for the same price as one. And that goes from interior all the way up to deluxe suites. So, all you need to do is let your Vacations for Canadians agent know, and they can essentially search through that spreadsheet of all the available sailings and find something for you.
Yep, we have a lot of clients that are solos, and so reach out. We look up solo rates all the time. We're always looking for the best rates for you guys.
Yep.
Okay, next question. And I'm actually going to hand this one over to Linda, who's in the background, but she's going to pop up our website. And so Jacqueline's asking what website to go to get the deals.
Hi, it's Linda. You can't see me, but I'm here. So to see the deals, you're going to want to go to vacationsforcanadians.com. And there's a few different areas to look at. So under deals, we have our cruise deals. And you're going to be able to filter that by cruise line. And of course, you're going to want to go to Royal Caribbean. So you can filter all the Royal Caribbean deals that we currently have posted on our Facebook group. And you can filter it by region. You can filter it by cruise type. You can filter it by month and by year. So you can narrow that down a bit, or you can just take a look at all the options that are there. And then you can also go to exclusive rates. And under that, you're going to choose Royal Caribbean as well. And these are those rates that that Mitch was talking about, where we're really beating the cruise line itself on pricing. So you're able to go here and see all the exclusive rates we have. Some of them you'll be able to see the deluxe beverage packages included. That's what Teena was talking about. And again, you can filter it by ship, by month, by year, number of nights, itinerary, and perks. So all those things are available as well. And the other thing to keep in mind is that if you can't find that perfect cruise between the exclusive rates and our deals page, then you're going to want to go to the Our Team or Contact Us page and get in touch with one of our agents. So all of our agents are listed here, and you can connect directly with them by email, and they're going to be able to access a lot of deals. We can't post every single deal that we have available to us. We do our best, but there are definitely deals there that we can't get up on the website, and the exclusive rates get updated regularly, so you always want to come back and check them again and again.
Great. Awesome. Thank you so much, Linda. Okay, moving on to the next question. Shailene wants to know, can I book the Oasis of the Seas in March still? So I'm going to hand this over to Rick, who I think is probably looking it up right now as we speak.
Yeah, I am looking it up right now. Give me a few moments. I'll pop back in a few seconds.
All right, sounds good. We're going to hold that one for now, and we're going to
The one that I mentioned? The one that I mentioned?
Yeah.
It's there.
It's there.
There's only a few left, but it's there.
I knew it would be. I just thought it would be fun to let Rick look it up.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how many, and he'll have to check the details, but of course, yeah.
Okay. Actually, we did have another question here from Chris. What is the website we go to? And we just covered that, so I'm going to bypass that one. And we're going to go to Crystal. Can we make reservation ahead of time for this complimentary dining, or do we have to do it once on board?
Hi, Crystal. Yes, this is done actually on board. And what's going to happen is that once you get your documents, we call them your e-documents. Once you get that, that's where you would, print your luggage tag. You'll get like a little certificate, and you can print that off. If you don't have to, because it'll be assigned to your account, but you can print it off. Makes it a little bit easier. And then on the first day of the cruise, you go right on the ship and you go straight to the restaurant of your choice, or just call and make your reservation that way. These can't be booked in advance, but you will not have a problem using it either for lunch or dinner at one of these restaurants. I just recommend that you do it as soon as you get on board on the first day. By the way, this is actually news that's brand new. It's starting on November the 1st. So no one's been able to purchase any dining in advance, but we have so many guests that have repeat cruisers and they only go to specialty dining. So we have the unlimited dining package, and those guests starting November 1st will be able to make reservations in advance because they're only dining in specialty every single day. And that will be also the same for those guests that are in the Royal Suite class, the top star class. Their Royal Genies can reserve for them starting about 6 weeks out. But if they want to make their reservations 6, 7, 8 months out, they can do that as well.
All right, I'll just pop back in.
Yeah, go ahead, Rick.
So the Oasis in March, there's 5 different sailings, and we do have group space available on each one of them. Some of them are very limited, but we do have space.
Yep. I think we have other ships too as well. So we do have a hosted cruise for March break, which I believe is March 9th on the Odyssey, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I've been looking in there, and we do still have some really good rates for March. But we're not going to have them for much longer. So my advice would be to get it booked. Okay. Well, we got a tough one for you. Ready, Mitch?
Oh, yes.
Janine is asking, why does Royal Caribbean still go to Labadee, Haiti? Insurance will not pay out for an event if visiting a country with a do not travel advisory. There's no exemption for Labadee.
So what I can tell you, Janine, is that personally, I sailed to Labadee for almost 19 years. And what Royal Caribbean would never jeopardize as the largest cruise line in the world, the largest brand in the world, with 2 other cruise lines with 40,000 crew members and many other thousands of employees, plus our millions and millions of guests that we sail every year, we would never jeopardize the safety of our guests, our crew, and our billion-dollar ships. So Labadee is a very separate place. I think it's like 6 hours away from the capital. It's through a jungle, so it's not accessible. One, but 2, if there is any travel advisories or any, our global security team has any, reason to believe that we shouldn't sail there, we wouldn't. It's as simple as that. And that's why last year we weren't sailing there. Earlier this year, actually in May, all of the major airlines in the US started to sail back to the capital of Haiti. And we waited until just earlier this month to start sailing our ships back. So, when you consider the major airlines in the world that are sailing there for 6 months, and then now we're sailing, and we're not sailing to the cities, it's a beach and no one else can come into this area. and that's pretty much why I would say not to worry. But if you didn't want to get off the ship, you didn't have to. But I would like to let you know that I've never felt unsafe in the 19 years that I've been there.
Okay, thank you. We have Kathy, and she's asking, are there going to be any new smaller ships?
You know what? That's the rumor. The rumor is that there's going to be a new class of ships coming after Icon class that will go smaller, and that's just a natural thing to think of when you look at the Radiance class and the Vision class. And I don't think we're going to go; those ships are going to go anywhere, but they're probably not going to be amplified. There's not much we can do with them, but they're still fantastic ships. So I do see the and you've probably seen it in the news that. The secret code name is the Discovery class. I don't think they're going to be that small, though. We have Celebrity, we have Silver Sea that has those really, really small ships, and you can do a status match there. But, we definitely, I think, are going to see smaller ships, and those will unlock some new ports for us as well. And, another most important thing to think about, Kathy, is that our guests have certain things in mind, and everything that we put on our ships and our private destinations is what our guests tell us they want. So the ship still has to be big enough that it can have some of those amazing fun features that we do have and that we're known for, but also small enough that it can maybe get under some bridges and go into some unique ports that we haven't been to before.
Okay, awesome. And I'm just reading this. I think it's just a comment. And if it's not, if there's actual question there, Robert, please pop it in the chat. I think he's just saying that he's not a big drinker, so he would just get the soda package, which fantastic.
Totally.
They've got some amazing flavors of soda on Royal Caribbean, that's for sure. All right, so I'm going to keep going. And like I said, Robert, if there's something that we needed to answer there, please let me know. Okay, so we've got Brian. Please explain the Royal Up process. We bid the max in the past and not gotten anything. One cruise in particular, there was a category cabin that we bid on, and that cabin remained empty that cruise. We knew it because it was the cabin next to ours. Thank you.
So I don't understand how that would happen, Brian. So essentially, there is a possibility that the bid process, there may be rooms available and there may not be, because as you know, before the sailing, some people will cancel. So it could be an open blanket bid on anything. And then if something does become available, or if there is something available, you would get the upgrade. I know people that have gotten the upgrade. I've bid before on my personal cruise and never got it. But another thing that we just heard is that there's going to be now last minute availability upgrades, which we haven't been able to do before. So in that situation, my recommendation is always go to guest services on the ship. And, maybe someone did cancel and maybe there is an opportunity. But now we are going to be able to have these last minute cancellations be upgraded. And definitely if you bid the highest, then you're very likely to get it, but that just might mean that category wasn't actually available.
Okay. Thank you. All right. We have Andrew, and he's asking if Black Friday is the best time to look for sales, or are there better times to purchase add-ons for your upcoming Royal Caribbean cruise?
Okay. So my suggestion, Andrew, is always book, if it's a beverage package, for example, or especially a shore excursion, book it immediately. Because the beverage package is a dynamic pricing. So the price isn't the same on every ship, on every sailing. For example, in Europe with more port days, it's cheaper than in the Caribbean with more sea days, for instance. But we always say book it as early as possible, because most of the time it's at the lower price when there's the most amount of inventory. And just like anything else with supply and demand, as the inventory goes lower, the price usually goes higher. So we recommend booking it as early as you can. And remember, you're booking it in Canadian dollars. It's always going to be more expensive on the ship, and it's always going to be in USD. But if it goes on sale, maybe it's Black Friday, and there's usually about once a month now a sale. Some ships don't have the beverage package go on sale. Some do. So that's why I recommend that you just completely buy it right away. If you're interested in buying it, you can always cancel any pre-cruise item up to 3 days before your cruise. That also means if it goes on sale at a cheaper price, you can cancel it and rebook it. So it just makes sense to book it immediately. If it goes on sale, book it cheaper. But remember, check the exchange rate and also check what the price difference is, because sometimes, the percentage might go up or down a little bit, but the actual price of the item might go higher or lower as well. And the only thing I will mention also is, if you have your heart set on scuba diving or snorkeling or swimming with the dolphins, and it goes on sale $10 cheaper, and you cancel it, by the time you rebook it, it could be sold out. So just keep that in mind. That's another thing you just want to reconsider.
Right. Okay. So Shailene, I believe, was the one that asked us about the Oasis to begin with. Shailene, I'm actually going to have you reach out to Rick. So if you want to just jump on our webpage and go to the About Us and scroll down, you'll find Rick, or I can tell you right now, you can contact him, Rick at vacationsforcanadians.com, and he will get you all set up for the March 16th Oasis. All right. Okay. We're going to keep going here. Marilyn, I booked directly with Royal Caribbean 2 days ago. They told me I could switch the booking to a travel agent to avail of promotions. Is it possible to do this with Vacations for Canadians? And the question is absolutely. You get to pick whoever you want your agent to be. So if you want to pop on our website and pick an agent, or maybe already, or just even send us an email at sales@vacationsforcanadians.com, and we will get you an agent and get you sorted out. So if we have any exclusive pricing on that sailing, we will reprice your booking and get you all set up. All right.
And Tina, I'll just mention that, we want you to book with Vacations for Canadians. Royal Caribbean, we have that amazing relationship with them. We back them up, and they do oftentimes have some amazing offers as well. So definitely also remember that when we talk about the next cruise on board option, some people are, as a cruise director, I used to have to reassure people that if you book your next cruise on board, also do not worry, that's going to automatically go back to your agent at Vacations for Canadians, and they will be still able to help you with your booking. So do not worry about that as well. That's also where you can get the most exclusive extra onboard credit offers.
Can I just add to that?
Yeah.
We have about 30 days to do that after the first booking's paid to transfer a booking to us.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Usama, is the chart for exclusive rates, are those prices listed per person or total for the number of passengers listed? Here's the great news. It's the total price. And we believe that you don't need calculators with Vacations for Canadians. So that is the price. It includes port fees, taxes, everything is included that says it's included on there. So you don't need to worry about us, having extra surprises when it comes to getting your invoice. If that's the price that it says on there, that's what you're getting, and that's the price that you're going to get billed.
And just as a reminder, right, those are all based on double occupancy. So, if you have a family of 4 and 2 teenagers, you can get 2 rooms, and oftentimes that's cheaper than booking 1 room for 4 people. You may not be right next to each other. Maybe they can arrange it, but, it's sometimes really great to have 2 bathrooms and more space.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right, next question. And we're getting low here. We only have 4 questions left. So if you have a question, make sure you pop it in now. So otherwise, when we get through these 4 questions, we're gonna let Mitch go. Okay. Question. Slowermere. The loyalty match program does Royal convert the earned points for the select tier into theirs when matching? We sailed in July with Celebrity and had to request for the match, but only see the status and no points.
So I don't know if we had launched it in July yet, but essentially one thing to note with that status program. So if you are a Crown and Anchor member, diamond level, you have to sign up for the Silver Sea Venetian Society, and you also have to sign up for the Celebrity. So I don't know what it's called actually. Program as well. So you have to sign up for their loyalty program. So if you had loyalty points at Celebrity, you have to sign up for Royal. So then once you have signed up for all the programs, then it will automatically status match. But when you're on Celebrity, that cruise, you're not going to earn Royal Caribbean points. You're going to earn Celebrity points, and vice versa.
Okay. Sherry is asking, it would be nice that there could be upgrades offered for people in accessible rooms instead of offering it to someone in a regular room.
I don't, to be honest, Sherry, I don't know that we offer upgrades to accessible rooms. We do have lots of accessible rooms on all of our ships. So you can absolutely book an accessible room, and anyone from the team can make sure that, they reach out to our accessible team if needed to help you out or assist you with, what's in this room, what's the size of the room. But there are plenty of accessible staterooms on all of our ships.
Okay, thank you. Heidi, can you still get a deal if you are post the final payment date?
I don't think that that's an option, right, Tina? After final payment,
Well,
then
our exclusive rates, we don't have them post final payment date, but we often find we are really good at finding deals, whether they be last minute rates or our own exclusive rates that we pre-set up, usually a few years in advance, but we are really good at what we do. So absolutely, even if it's past final payment date, give us a shout and we will definitely try and find you something.
thanks, Chris. Captain's Club. I had a brain freeze.
Okay, next question. When is Royal set to open Perfect Day in Nassau?
Okay,
I'm
so
excited about this one.
just to clarify, because it might be a little confusing. So, Perfect Day at Coco Cay is that perfect day experience where we have that whole area. It's complimentary. Everybody's going to be able to go to it, and that's going to be replicated in Mexico at Perfect Day Mexico. Then in Nassau and in Cozumel, we are going to have the Royal Beach Club, which is like an excursion that you're going to pay for, and it's going to be like an all-inclusive option. And that is set to open in Q4 2025. We don't know the exact date yet, but soon they told us it's actually going to go on sale. So we expect to hear soon. But the construction can take time, and it's on a little island, so everything has to be boated over there. So it's going to take a bit of time, but it's on its way soon.
Very exciting. Okay, next question. Does Vacations for Canadians offer price adjustments if the price of the cruise decreases prior to the final payment date? I'm going to let Karen answer this one.
We sure do. As long as the same category and everything matches the same, we can absolutely get you a price adjustment. We often look out for our clients as well. So if we know there's a good sale going on and we've just booked a client, we will often proactively do that for you. But if ever you see your price go down, just send your agent an email and we can make sure we take a look at that for you.
Right. Awesome. Okay. Lots of questions coming in, Mitch. Okay. In those 30 days, I'm assuming this is the 30 days to switch it over to a travel agent. Can we then add insurance, or do we have to buy it at the same time? I didn't see the option for insurance when I booked directly with Royal Caribbean. I guess the question, Sherry, is first of all, are you Canadian? And I guess, Mitch, do you want to take this, or?
I would say, Tina, is it Lisa that's your insurance specialist?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it might be best to answer this because we don't have the same insurance policy as the United States guests
Right.
do. Obviously, if you're from the US, it's a whole different country and you have a whole different set of needs. So our insurance in Canada is a little bit different, and your Vacations for Canadians agent will be able to instruct you as to the best option for
Right.
insurance.
Okay, yeah. So I wasn't sure if Royal Caribbean offers insurance direct to clients, but
In the US.
so you do offer it direct to Canadians?
In the
Okay.
US.
So you guys have Manulife insurance, which is exactly what we use at Vacations for Canadians. So it's exact same policies. So we would just sell you the Manulife policy. It would be the same price and everything as what you're getting from Royal Caribbean anyways. So yes, absolutely. We can still sell you that policy. We do have somebody on our team who exclusively deals with insurance so that she knows all the ins and outs with insurance. And it's Lisa. So Lisa at vacationsforcanadians.com. We would set you up with her. If you moved over your reservation with us, we could get you hooked up with her to get a quote. Okay. All right.
By the way, can Americans book with Vacations for Canadians? I'm kidding. Of course.
Yeah, absolutely. We call them our Southern Canadians. We have a lot of Southern Canadians, and I think it's just because we're so good at finding those deals that they want
Oh,
in
yeah.
on this.
Totally. We love it.
We do. We love it too. All right, Karen. Recently booked Utopia January 2026 sailing through Vacations for Canadians. There was 150 OBC on Royal Caribbean's website. When the Crown and Anchor loyalty number was entered, the OBC disappeared per the agent. When the loyalty number was removed, the price went up by $47, but the OBC reappeared. What is the advantage of having Crown and Anchor number, and why would the cruise price be different? Now, is this Rick or Karen by chance? They might be able to answer. No. Okay. Any ideas, Mitch?
I have an idea.
Okay.
Rick, do you have an idea?
I believe when they see it on the Royal Caribbean website, they're looking at the regular prices, not the group prices. So the regular prices.
Yeah. No, I think she's just talking about. Oh, she booked it through us. Okay.
Yeah, but on the website, they'd only see the regular prices, not our group prices.
Right.
So technically, if you book through your group price, that shouldn't change with the Crown and Anchor number, right? Because that's a set locked-in
Yeah.
price. So this might be one of the prevailing prices. And what I can think of possibly, Karen, and we would have to maybe send an email to the team and investigate.
Yeah.
But because if you're a Crown and Anchor member at a certain tier and you book a balcony, for example, there's certain balcony discounts. So that there's certain things that they're combinable with and some things that they're not combinable with. So the balcony discount might be combinable, but it might be not be combinable with the onboard credit or with the group's price. So that might be why there's a difference. But typically your agent will obviously be able to make sure that you get the best deal on that.
Yeah, absolutely, Karen. I would say whoever your agent is, you need to reach out to them because this doesn't make any sense to me. Like I could see, the potential of the 150 disappearing if we were able to get you group rates. And we might not have onboard credit with that sailing, but then in that case, you would likely be saving a lot more than $150. So reach out to the agent and, we're here. If you have any questions, if you can't get anywhere, let us know. Okay. All right. Next question. Okay, Janine, on a lighter note, I'm retiring in 2027. Woo-hoo! When are those itineraries coming out?
Well, we're in the process right now of releasing 2026, and those 2026 sailings are, for example, Alaska and Europe will just be 2026, but the week of November the 11th, that's going to be Caribbean, and it's going to be the Northeast sailings, and those will go all the way until spring 2027. So, Janine, you may want to get some practice in and do a cruise in 25 and 26. And then make sure that you're ready and you start to think about what you're going to book for 2027 in November. Because, one other thing I'll mention, especially if you're, talking triples and quads, et cetera, the earlier you book those, the best prices you're going to find. Our biggest problem is the inventory goes so fast. So, the earlier you book, the better, especially if you can reprice it. So.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Well, Mitch, people really do love you because there's just more and more questions coming in here. Okay. Slawomir again. Where can we find more information on the amplified Allure after its refurbishing in the spring 2025? Which bars, restaurants, etc., are being added, removed?
So I would say reach out to your Vacations for Canadians agent, and they're going to be able to find that information for you. We have some information that they can access. So I'm pretty sure, let me just try to think of exactly what's been announced so far. We have, let me just see here actually if I could find something for you to make it a little easier. So definitely the Ultimate Abyss slide is coming, and that is going to be the longest dry slide at sea. There is going to be the Perfect Storm and Splashaway Bay, 3 water slides will be added. Playmakers Sports Bar will be added. The pesky parrot will be added. There will be some new panoramic suites that will be added. Staterooms will get a refresh as well. So we have a kind of like a flyer that your Vacations for Canadians agent can actually send to you. So if you don't have an agent yet, you already heard how to find one. So go and have them go to the contact us on the website, and they will send you that flyer with that information. But $100 and something million worth of upgrades coming.
Okay. All right. I am going to ask Karen to answer this one. So Karen, from John, would you get a better rate if you book with 9 adults and 5 children?
We will always look to get you the best rate possible. So we will look at our group rates and see if we can find anything good for you there. But we will sniff out the best deal for you no matter how many guests you have. If we can package together for a group, then we will do that as well. So absolutely we'll look for that.
Yeah. And depending on time of year and the age of the children, you may even be able to get the children for free. So yeah. Okay. All right. Chris, do you monitor the price of the cruise? So if it goes down, you let us know, or is that up to us to monitor the price? I would say, I mean, it's really up to the agent. But a lot of times we have our finger on the pulse. And so we know when these sales come out to go and check our clients' prices. You know, we might not catch everything. And in that case, please send us an email and we would be happy to reprice your cruise. But a lot of times we know when the really good sales are out, and then we can go and check our clients' prices.
Oh, and Tina, let me just quickly add, when it comes to like the pre-cruise planner items, so if you booked a beverage package, once you sign up to the Royal Caribbean app and to your Royal Caribbean account, as long as you tick the box that says, yes, I receive marketing emails, you will get the email also yourself that says there's a pre-cruise planner sale on today. And that might be something that will help you because, I don't know, Tina, are you going to post when those sales are on too?
The pre-cruise planner sales, likely for Black Friday, we'll be sharing them on social media.
Okay, then even better, even easier.
Okay. Sue is asking, we've been waiting to book a cruise because we're very flexible for dates in January. Should we wait for Black Friday or book now through the website? And Rick, you're up.
Now is always the best time to book.
That's a pretty simple answer.
Yeah.
The sooner the better. If
That's
the
right.
price goes down, we can always call. I mean, if it's after final payment, I'm not sure what we can do, but usually best to always book the earlier the better.
Yeah, we're really late now for January, like really, really late. There may be still some availability, but this close in, it's harder to get this, certain staterooms that you want in the certain locations. But you can always look at what's available, and if there's lots of space, you can gamble and wait. But as Rick said, we always say the earlier you book, the better.
Okay. Sherry. So in December, I'm going on a cruise, have an interior accessible room. If there was an accessible balcony or interior balcony, interior facing balcony, I'd like to have the possibility to upgrade. So I'm not sure how that works with accessible rooms. Mitch, do you?
I don't know if I really honestly don't know if accessible rooms are in the Royal Up program. I know they're reserved for a set amount of time for guests that are needing the accessible stateroom. So, I would say maybe you're able to call or your agent can call the accessible team to find out how those upgrades work. But we do have that team that they can contact and ask. But I've never seen the accessible rooms shown. Very unlikely because there's just so few of them. There's a lot, but they go quick.
My experience with accessible rooms is they go very quickly. It's like the rooms that have hold 5 and 6. They go quite fast. And so you really have to be ahead of the game and planning out 1 to 2 years. I'm not it depends on the sailing, whether there would be an opportunity to move up to an accessible balcony. But yeah, give your agent a call and we're happy to look into it for you. Okay, Brian, any rumors about the entertainment on Utopia's President's Cruise next year?
No idea, Brian. I'm sorry. I have no clue. Since I'm kind of removed from that now, I don't really have any insight as to what it would be. But they're always looking to do something fun. And I think, try to think along the lines of it's a short cruise now. So, Yeah, I don't know. I really wish I knew. I have no idea what they might do. They went old school in the last one. It wasn't it Boy George, so maybe they'll go a little bit more modern this time. Let's see. But Boy George was funny. I was watching some videos. If you don't already follow Michael Bailey on Facebook or Instagram, like, he's hilarious, and they got a lot of funny videos. Yeah.
So I have a question for you, Mitch.
Yes.
So we all know that Icon 3 is going to be the next big announcement, or we're hoping it's the next big announcement. Do
Yeah.
you know anything about Icon 3 that you can tell us?
I don't, but we know that it's going to launch essentially in, I think it's spring or summer 2026. So, you just got to play the game of what has Royal Caribbean done in the past and what might we do in the future, right? So when you look at previous ships, was it Harmony of the Seas that came out at the same time and it started sailing in Europe? So for example, like if a ship comes out if it's the first in class, it'll sail from a marquee like Miami or something like that, right? But then the third in class, there's only so many ports those kinds of ships can fit in. So where's that one going to sail? What other terminals are we building, and when are they going to open? So you do your research and you can kind of start to figure out some possible, scenarios. But if that ship comes out in 2026, we don't even know when it's coming out, but if it came out in the fall, it's going to be in the Caribbean. But if it comes out in the summer, there's a chance that it's going to go to the Caribbean or Europe, for example. But no one knows. No one really knows.
Nobody.
But you just
I think there are some people that know, Mitch. Just not
yeah,
you and I.
Not me. So I would say those are options. And another thing is that that 2026 is opening now. So I would say October. In the next few months, I would say at the very latest by when you looked at that deployment opening schedule, it was around February or March when everything opens. So by the end of that, the third Icon has to be announced. It will be on sale. And what's the name going to be? So you look at Icon, you have a star, you have star and Icon. So what's the next kind of progression in those kind of cool names? It's not going to be Celebrity, that's for sure.
See, that was my guess. Celebrity of
I
the
know you
Seas.
said that. You said that previously. I stole your joke. But
hey, you never know.
Think about it. Yeah,
all right, we do have a couple more questions. Let's get through these. Okay, Terry, I'm interested in an Alaska cruise. When is the best time to book? I'm looking at August or September of next year. We want a balcony at least 7 nights, I'm assuming. And I am a Royal Caribbean member. Who do I go through? How do I contact a sales agent in Alberta? So let me just start off with saying that we are an online agency and we deal with all of Canada. So our team is, scattered throughout. Majority of us are in Ontario, but we do have a really good consumer protection program in Ontario. So if you are in Alberta and you book through us in Ontario, our agency in Ontario, you're covered under our consumer protection. It's called TICO. If you want to look it up, it's TICO. So yeah, you can just reach out to any one of our agents. If you want to go to our website, vacationsforcanadians.com, and go to About Us, all our agents are listed there, or just send us an email, sales@vacationsforcanadians.com, and we will pick one for you. And
Terry,
do you want to answer the question about when to book Alaska? Maybe Rick, you want to take this one on?
You can listen to my last answer. It'll be the same.
Yeah, and that was
Book it now.
book it now.
Alaska sells quickly.
It does. And Rick is right. I'll just mention also, so we have 4 ships in Alaska next year, 2 that sail from Vancouver and 1 that sails from Seward, Alaska, 2 that sail from Seattle. So if you're looking for a classic cruise or the newer ships, there's great choices, and it depends on the itinerary. Another thing you may want to consider, Terry, is adding the cruise tour option. So you can extend your cruise 2 to 6 extra nights on the land-based portion, and you can do that pre or post. My personal recommendation is flying to Anchorage, starting the cruise tour, and then getting on the ship and sailing to Vancouver. But if you're just looking for 7 nights out of Vancouver or Seattle, but these itineraries released 1 year ago for 2025. Yeah. So the best time is right now, as Terry said, or as Rick
And
said.
I'm going to tell you, I did the cruise tour this summer. And I've been to Alaska 4 times, and this one just blew it out of the water because this was the only time I've ever done the cruise tour. We went all the way to Fairbanks. If you're going to Alaska as a one and done, you need to do the cruise tour. So definitely look into that. But
Yes.
give us a shout, and we'll happy to help you with that.
Thanks,
Okay.
Tina. I think I said
One more.
Anchorage, and I meant to say Fairbanks.
Oh, yeah. You can fly it. You can start in Anchorage, though. I think you have to go. Oh,
We
maybe
also-
not. No, you start
No,
up
you know
and
what?
come down.
We also have something called that very few people know about since like 1999. It's called the Royal Caribbean Cruise Train, and it's a dome car that you take there's a shuttle from the downtown Anchorage or from the airport, and it's a Royal Caribbean dome train that will take you literally right to the ship terminal in Seward, different from the other railroad that you can purchase with Royal Caribbean. So another option.
Okay, awesome. All right, one more question here. And John, can you also book flights to the port city? So I think he means to the embarkation port, and absolutely, yes. We can book all your flights right through Royal Caribbean. So definitely. And then that way you're protected. They know when they have your flight information. They know if you're delayed, they know what's going on. And we just think it's a great thing to bundle in. We've done the price comparison. It's often the same price or cheaper to book your flights through Celebrity. And we love the protection that it provides you. Did you want to add anything to that, Mitch?
No, I covered it earlier that when you book what we call the Flight Finder option, 90% of the flights that we offer, these are all pre-negotiated flights. They're guaranteed to be the cheapest price. They're refundable. And that also means you don't pay for them until you make your final payment on your cruise. And if something does happen and there's an issue with your flight and we need to put you in a hotel and get you to the next port, we do that.
Okay, we just had another question pop in here. So Andrew's asking, is there a great way to get from Fort Lauderdale to the port in Miami?
I would say there's 2 ways to get there. And, I'm the kind of person that you could buy the Royal Caribbean transfer, and that's the safe option. And the bus will take you right there. There is also the new Bright Line that goes from the Fort Lauderdale airport to the terminal in Miami. And then you can also get an Uber to the ship. There is also taking an Uber, which is another easy option as well, or taxis. I think it's up to your personal preference and what you're more comfortable with.
Yeah, there's those programs, buses too, that, I don't even know what it is, $10 or whatever. They take you from city to city. So, okay, that was our last question, but we aren't done yet. So please bear with us. I know we've been really long on this one, but we really want to make sure that we answer everybody's question. So we want to have Linda jump back in, and she's got something to share for our Supplier of the Month for November.
I do. Sorry. I'm just pulling it up right now. So just give me a second here, because it doesn't want to let me share my what I was going to share. It's just going to be a sec. But there was one more question that came up. So maybe while I'm getting this set up, you can share.
Sure. Karen, do you want to take on this question? So how far in advance of the cruise do you find out your flight info? Did you book directly with Royal Caribbean? I have a feeling Caroline might have done a Norwegian flight at some point.
Yeah, this is a little different, Caroline. So at Royal Caribbean, you choose your flight, you choose your airline, you choose everything. So we don't choose for you. That's the best bet here is you get to choose Air Canada or whoever you want. And, you get to fly on the same flight as your partner and no surprises. That's terrible. That's true.
A little dig there, Mitch.
I did hear that
right.
one.
Okay, we're going to hand it over to Linda if she's ready now.
I think I'm ready. I'm just checking. Sorry, you can probably hear me tippity-tappity typing in the background. All right, I am ready. Look at how exciting. So, as part of our Supplier of the Month, we have a really amazing giveaway. So, anyone who books a Royal Caribbean cruise during the month of November will be entered into a draw to win one of 3 prizes for onboard credit. So, the grand prize will be $250 US in onboard credit, and then we'll have 2 winners of $100 US in onboard credit. So, not only will you get those amazing deals and that exclusive dining and all the other great stuff, maybe you'll be one of the first 5 to book and you'll get that boom package, but you'll also be entered into a draw. So this will be happening all month, and then we'll be doing the draw in December.
That's awesome. Love that. Yep, so many ways that you're going to benefit this month with Royal Caribbean. Okay, well, we have gone way over, and I am so sorry, but we did want to get everyone's questions answered. But I do want to give a shout out to Mitch. Thank you for your time tonight and for answering everybody's questions and for being such a great partner. Sorry. All right, so we will see you online, everybody. Bye for now.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate your time.
Good night.